Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Welcome from all the places that you're coming here in Belgium and Holland. This is our first event with the two countries. And yeah, we're very excited because we didn't plan this like with official programs and stuff. We are doing this very much with an intuition, with a guidance, and of course with the teachings of Matthias, what we have to intend and why are we directing here. Our focus is in the direction of our own essence, our own being, and exploring who we are so that we can have control and be the captain of our own lives. That is the intention that we are settling today. And that is also why I'm embodying at this moment the land where I come from, where I was born, and that is Colombia, where Matthias is at the moment. And I had the fortune to be in 2013 with the Cogis in La Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. I went there. It was like the universe giving me a sign for all the questions that I have been having throughout my life. Who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I in the Netherlands? Why am I not in another country? All these kind of questions that I think you all yourselves ask all the time, they were puzzling me all the time. And especially the circumstances that bring me to the Netherlands were quite abrupt because I came here through a non-willing situation, and that is the violence in my country at the time, 30 years ago, 38 years ago. It was very aggressive. And because I was married to a Dutch man, then we were threatened by the guerrilla and the narcos and all those things. So we had to decide with two kids, two little kids, 8 and 4 years old they were. Then, back then, we had to decide to do something, and my husband was the ticket to go somewhere else and start a new life. So with all the pain in my heart, leaving my family, my country, I had to come to the Netherlands. And being here, everything was a culture shock. As some of you, if you are foreigners, maybe you understand. And it is, the food is different, the people, the language, the culture, everything. So I went more and more into some kind of depression, and that led me to get real sick. So I was from one illness to the next one and going to doctors and things that were not aligned with where I was. So little by little, I started to become more attached to Colombia, being here. And that was, I didn't know then, but I know now. The more I was attached there, I was not seeing where I was. So I start criticizing everything about where I was. And it's not good enough, and it's not, it's ugly, I don't understand the language, everything. And that was hurting me so much because you are denying where you are, and we are always in the present. And we have to adapt, and we have to accept and flow where we are and become the energy of where we are. Even if we are here and then we are going to the restaurant, we are going to move in that energy of the restaurant. That is not this one that we are, and in nature and all Zen, and you know. So if we learn to understand these changes of vibration that we bring to ourselves every time we walk, actually, then we are more adaptable and our life will be more easygoing in so many ways, because then we understand also other people that are coming from another stories, from another countries, from another cultures. And then we start to integrate that and understand that it's me, the one who has to go and start flowing with the thing. Well, that happened about 6 years after I came to the Netherlands, when I started looking for some kind of spiritual answering, because I wasn't finding the answers. And through finding that, the first thing I decided to do was get a divorce. Oh, so that was a little bit surprise, but somewhere inside I felt that it wasn't matching for some reason, many different reasons. And after my divorce, I touched bottom. I went to a huge depression and I couldn't almost not get out of it. But I had two children that I have to live for, that I love very much with all my heart. And I needed to be for them. So I start even more, going more deeper. Jumping a little bit forward, I'm now 66. I studied astrology and I am in the studies of astrocartography now. I have done many, many studies about how to understand the world from my perspective. That is also something that I learned, not going with the system or with the flow, but just who am I and where can I breathe easily? Where can I feel content and regulated? And I can be, where is it? And with that concept that I create for myself, then the opportunities, situation, studies, friends, everything around me starts shifting and appearing like a beautiful reality. I start having very nice group of friends. I start getting my health in shape. The work that I do also was more calibrated and everything started beautifully aligning. Before that happened, this is, I'm talking fasting forward, but if I go back, then I went to ask myself why I'm in the Netherlands and I cannot accept everything about this country. What is it? And that summer, a friend of mine came to visit and she said, did you know that the Kogis are receiving people 2 times a year, only 7 people in the beginning of the year and 7 people at the end of the year. And hundreds of people are registering to see if they qualify. And they have a group of people that pass the information to the Indians, to the tribe. And maybe you want to participate. And I go like, let's do it. And I was like so excited about it because I thought I need to connect with this ancestral wisdom to see if they're going to help me know, because I felt like I was divided. I was like, oh, here, no, there. And I write my name. They ask one question like, why would you like to have this initiation? And I send it because I don't know where I belong. I was like very clear. I don't know why I'm in the Netherlands. And I was selected. And so we have to arrange a trip like in a matter of months, like 2 months, a trip for 3 months I arranged. I wanted to just get out and see what I was going to find elsewhere. So I went there, and the moment we start connecting with these tribes and with the people that were taking us to the mountain, I was feeling very emotional and I didn't want to wear any shoes. I started walking barefoot through the whole mountain and going up and up and up. And then you come to a village where there is no roads to go to the Sierra Nevada. Then you have to walk through the jungle, let's say. And then was the moment when I said, now is the moment for me to connect with my roots. So I took my shoes off and they said, well, you know what you're doing, right? Because this is like no roads, it's just stones and things. And I said, like, I'm going to be protected because I have this mission. I was feeling very empowering, not having any idea what I was doing there. Like we all go and jump into that unknown. And I started walking for about 3 hours we walk, and then we came to the village where they were waiting for us. And they received us the way I receive you. They received us with this is a little bit of smoke. When you come there, you don't know if if the jungle is on fire, because they have a huge pile of all the herbs and these things that you have to pass through and stay there and move, and they will say their prayers and send it to the universe, and then the 7 of us, we went through. I didn't know what was going to happen, and the routine was as the following. The initiation understandings for them, they are all only connected with Mother Earth, and they call themselves the older brothers. They only they know and they feel everything from Earth. So every time they are taking a fruit from the trees, they ask for permission, but they also give something back every time. They have a very beautiful philosophy of life, that they go with the circadian rhythms of the earth. So they move and they work and they wake up and do things when the earth is like aligned with their energies. So they don't work more than 3 or 4 hours a day, because that's enough for them. And then they have enough things to do. They have to be mothers, they have to be fathers, they have to do other things that are very necessary for them to keep their existence at certain level. Things that we don't know when we compare. We go and work 8 hours, 9 hours, and then we go to the gym or whatever, but we're not thinking that the house needs organization, the children need attention, the kitchen needs to be, food prepared and all those things. We don't work like that. They do, and they teach us then every day, and that was for 5 days, 6 days and 5 nights. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning, going down to the river. It's a very cold river, but you have to go in and wet yourself like wax, like submerge yourself in the river and cleanse yourself. And then everybody was like, oh my God, it was really cold, but that is the beginning. And then they give you a cup of coffee that it was coffee and a little bit of water, so you can like stand the label in the coffee. It was really strong. It was really strong. And we were like, delicious, but it was really strong. But we drink a little bit, and then we start walking. And he never knew where we were walking. He just had the machete. Manuel is his name. And his Spanish was a little bit poor, but because they have their own language. But he has a boy about 13 years old, Miguel, who was translating everything if we didn't understand what he was saying. Also, because the Kogis, they have some kind of artifact here that they'd made from the shells of the sea, and they put coke inside, coke leaves, and they stamp it with a stick, and they are like swallowing that all the time. And they are also chewing coca leaves all the time. The coca plant, only women plant, and only women can harvest. The man is not allowed to go close to the coca plant because it's a feminine plant and belongs to us. So we are the ones who are the women organizing the harvest and everything. And we give that to them. And so the men, I don't know if you have noticed in interviews or YouTube clips, the men are always like high when they are in these interviews. They are with the eyes a little bit closed, and their speaking is a little bit different because they are always with that coke. They don't swallow it, they always spit it. Because if they swallow it, it has something that will damage their digestive system. So they don't swallow the saliva of that chewing coke that they are having in the mouth. And he was starting the walk, and every day he was telling us a story. And he said, now what I want you to do is that you go and start thinking from the moment you can remember when you were a little girl or a little boy, 3, 4 years, 5 years, whenever you can start remember, how many things you have had. And he started the whole 4 or 5 hours or 6 hours that we were walking, going somewhere and then back to the aldea, to the village. He was taking us, walking us through so that we could concentrate in that. And he gave us a cotton from the region, a piece of cotton, and we were to have the cotton in our hands. And that was like putting in the cotton all the things that we had. And it was very funny because you go like, oh, I have in my whole life, I'm going to put everything in the cotton. Okay. So we start putting the things there. And then he was walking us through like shoes, clothes, everything, material that we had. And then when we are coming back, we go to a river. Always there was a river somewhere. And he was telling us, now you're going to let go of everything that you have had and that you have right now. You don't have it anymore. And he did like a kind of song and start going very deep in some kind of trance. And he was going and he was collecting the cottons and he was like putting them in the water and telling us, there they go. You don't have them anymore. You don't need them. You can have them and use them, but you don't need them anymore. And so it was every day something, friends, family, food, things we use, and we have to detach everything. And I think it was the second or the third day that we were doing that, and we start feeling very emotional, all of us, because we start feeling less heavy and very exposed. For some reason, these rituals, this initiation that he was doing, was bringing us to a place inside where you see yourself not naked, but exposed. And you start feeling ashamed of yourself. For some reason, I until the day of today, I don't understand why that happens. But we all were having the same feeling. So we finished those activations, those initiation conversations and things. And I remember the only man that was in the group, he didn't want to let go of a car that he bought a week ago before he came to the retreat. And it was a very expensive car, beautiful car. And then we were have to give them the cottons. And then Manuel come to him and say like, okay, give me the cotton and you put everything in there. And he was looking at him like a child, like, please don't make me give my car away. I can't give my car. I just bought it. It's expensive. And he was almost in tears. So it was like, for us, we were laughing like, hombre, just let it go, like, that you will have it. Yeah, but the way they guide you through that detachment of the things is so, and in the environment that we are walking and the songs that they are singing and the way they are, like, I don't know, the jungle involving you in those rituals, that there comes a moment where we all felt very intimidated in those moments. Finally, he let go of the car, and he just felt in peace. So the message of these kogis, of these people, is to be aware of what Mother Earth is giving us and harvest it, because it's in abundance. We will always have everything, but it's coming through. It's always for us to use, to acknowledge, to be grateful, and to give back. Always, everything. So the big message of them is like, no, there is nothing for us to keep here. There is nothing for us that we said is mine, is yours, and this is only mine. We have to go deep inside and say, like, I'm going to use this space to be with these people. I'm going to use this music to dance and to rejoice and, you know, release my body. And I'm going to be in this meeting or in this job because I love it and appreciate everything, but always be in the balance of giving back and saying thank you for every breath you take every single second of the day. And I wanted to thank you for giving me this opportunity to share this with you. I'm going to send more pictures in the group about the pictures that we take with them, because in the pictures, for some reason, the spirits let themselves see. And I didn't send them in the group right now, but I'm going to send them to you because as I was walking on the next to the water or going up the mountain, they took pictures of me, and there is you can see the red spot and my whole body like in some kind of shadow. It's but nice shadow, eh? No, it was like a white shadow. But to finish this, I don't know if it's possible to put some music, or we do it at the end. At the end, okay. Because as a Latina embodying my country here, we always dance. We always dance. And the spiritual songs of us is not the spiritual songs of the that India and what we are used to spirituality. We Latinos, we have fun, and our meditation is in movement. And the spiritual songs are in merengue, in salsa, in rumba, in samba, in bolero, in all those things that are always, you know, make your body resonate with those kind of musics. That's us, and that's the next spiritual thing that we're gonna learn. This very serious stuff for people that works, with all my respect, keep doing it. But meditation is about being in the moment and enjoying what you're doing, no matter what it is. It can be looking at a candle, it can be being dancing, it can be, I don't know, doing your favorite hobby, like what she's doing, for example. She's all submerged in that. Well, that's it. That's what it is. When you focus in something and you feel like the time passed like this, that's meditation. So we don't have to sit like for hours. And, believe me, I tried. It didn't work for me. I always was thinking, what do I have to buy for groceries, and where was my husband, and my head is itching, and all those, a lot of stuff that I didn't understand. So I decide I'm gonna dance. I thank you very much for your attention, because this is very important for me, and I will try to keep delivering messages of love and connection and being ourselves in the best way we can, doing the best things that we can do. Yes, I invite you later on to dance. Thank you very much. I'm giving the word to the bubble girl.